Hi, guys. Are you curious about Princess Catherine's return chart? So, if you don't know what a return chart is, it's another astrology chart that is for the year ahead. So, if you don't already know me, I'm Ev Zervoudakis, and we're going to look at Catherine's or Kate's return chart for 2024. And that means January 9th, her sun in Capricorn, 19 degrees, returns to the original position. And then it creates a brand new chart for this year based on this year's planetary positions when the sun was in this position of 19 degrees Capricorn. So I'm going to break this down for you. You're going to learn how astrologers are able to see the energies that occur for different people at different times. And it really works. Um, it's not very specific, but it can be if the client shares specifics. And then we could match those energies of the chart to the actual life events and life lessons in the person's time frame. Okay, so let's just at a high level look at the big picture, look at 2024. First of all, you look to see where the sun is, and the sun is in the area of life representing family and home. But there's also Pluto, 29 degrees. That means it's very, very intense. Pluto's already intense. It doesn't need to be more intense, doesn't it? And this is losses. This is transformation. It's a brand new, reinvented home life and new you, okay? Especially in the roots section of the chart. And it is conjunct, which means it's these energies of Pluto and her sun are working together, blended. So a lot of transformation going on. And Pluto energy can be yucky. It's not always the most positive, but positive will always come from even the most negative. That's the way the earth plane physicality is. We're here to learn, and we're here to learn these dark versus light lessons. It is a school of hard knocks, let me tell you. So that's the first thing we see here. All right. The other thing you're going to look at is the ascendant. Her ascendant is in relationships, one on one relationships. There's not a big emphasis in her career right now. In the career, in her public status, is I care. And people are showing all the care that they have for her and the nurturing. She needs nurturing right now. You see, this is Cancer. So if we look at the ruling planet of Cancer, then we have to find the moon. And where is the moon? The moon is in this area here with information, data, the press, and what is going on, speaking, teaching, training, just communication. Um, and this is together, the moon is together with Mars, which is maybe not positive. It could be assertive, aggressive, warrior like, action driven, and communication all together. So, of course, the press was having a field day because it's a double communication um, influence here. And also, Venus, which has to do with money and love and the big picture of the justice, ethics, beliefs, the rules, all this is in the forefront. Sagittarius has to do with adventure. So that this is turned into a huge spectacle with a lot of communication. It was relentless. But do you see, just by adding up the planets in the area of information, I mean, social media, this is worldwide. Everybody loves her worldwide. This is the big picture. Publishing, you know, everybody's talking about it because everyone cares. You can't deny it. And then, so we look here on the ascendant, different shift of energy. Whenever there's a 0 degrees, this means now on herself, the focus is very much intense and it's a reinventing, it's echoing the Pluto energy. So when you, as an astrologer, you look at a chart, you see how many times the themes are repeating. And the more times the themes are repeating, the more likelihood that this energy will manifest, the vibration will manifest. But again, it's up to the individual and the vibration that the individual is vibrating to. Okay, because you have to factor in the law of attraction and all these other aspects of free will. You see, everyone's unique. That's why these generalized, let's look up my horoscope, are very meaningless. And it's so, to me, a waste of time. But that's because I'm an astrologer and I see the deeper picture. So, with that being said, her greatest joy, success, and prosperity is self inspection, getting to the roots of who she is. It's engaging in the psychology of self, the transformation of self, the reinventing of herself. But this is for the greatest joy, success, and prosperity. You see, it's very fascinating. So, and then you could go through, if she were to be sitting across from us, we would tell her that, her approach to her appearance is to keep the peace, keep the balance. Now, she's got quite a balance to perform here and to negotiate the traditions. This is all tradition, Capricorn, the monarchy. This is top down energy that she has been, uh, born into and has to live with. And this is all about keeping the peace and balancing everything out, negotiating again. But she's got to let go of the people pleasing aspect because this is the South Node. And across, if you look at the North Node, in the area of, again, others, this represents others as well. So that's echoing again with the others and healing, trauma, pain, suffering. So, William and her one-on-one relationships are going through a healing process. You can't make this stuff up. And this has to do with self. It also represents the head. And we still don't know what kind of illness she has. It's none of our business, but I'd be curious to see when it's revealed in the right time if there's the head involved in this cancer. Okay. So, but I'll tell you, on the metaphysical front, she will have to change her personality as far as to heal and to be more self-centered and to put things together and be more assertive for self with one-on-one relationships, which is, I would say, a difficult role to play when you're in the monarchy, because being part of the monarchy, you're selfless, which the selfless area of her chart is over here. Pisces is selfless, it's sacrifice. And with Neptune, its ruling planet in Pisces, Her area of daily life and service and health is selfless right now. So it's mysterious. It's very much hidden right now, you see? And we could go on, but let's look at 2024, which will be January 2024. And I did this because I want you to see how a solar return chart changes. So now in 2025, you're going to see what happens in January. Now the sun is going to be in her second house, which has to do with possessions, self-worth, and finances. This is interesting. So, and then this sun is not conjunct anymore with the Pluto. So it won't be as intense. You see how that works? If you compare the previous 2024 solar return, because the chart represents 1 year for a solar return. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends. The reason why I depict Princess Catherine's chart is because she's in the limelight and a lot of people can relate to a chart. If you have your own chart, then you would see how a real astrologer like myself would break it down. So this is for teaching purposes, but so you understand the complexity of astrology. And there's so many pseudo astrologers out there, fakes, charlatans, not because they're mean and they're bad. It's because they only know what they know. But when you layer in 55 plus years of experience in reading these charts and having that thirst and that curiosity to keep learning, it gives for a more thorough reading. So the astrologer you use to do your astrology interpretation is very important. And you get to see my style, but there's so many other styles. And what I don't like about some of the styles of astrologers, and excuse me for digressing, but this is important. There are some astrologers whose ethical values are mediocre to substandard. So you want to find an astrologer who has a very high ethical level and that is interested in helping you reach your highest self and to connect with your higher self, okay? Which is a whole nother subject, but we deal with all the metaphysical teachings that could help you elevate, to help you understand what this chart is about. And astrologers read charts. Now, not all influencers, astrology influencers, are great astrologers. They're great influencers. Very important to understand. So let's get back to 2025, how her chart is going to change. For those of you people that think that she's not alive, I'm I'm under the assumption that she is alive and she's still going to be alive in 2025 until further notice, because there are too many astrologers out there that love to play God. They have an ego bigger than the city I live in. And that's a dangerous road to go on, in my opinion. I don't vibe with that kind of ego trip. Got to be careful. But bad news sells. And if I took a negative spin on this, it would this whole reading would go viral because people love negativity. So if I put on as the title, will Catherine live to see 2025? Millions of people would want to look at this video and they'd want to hear what I have to say. To me, that's unethical. That's worse than being a paparazzi, in my opinion. So let's see now, with the sun, okay, in her values, I'm sure anyone that's had cancer would understand that your whole world turns upside down. That is a Pluto transformation, Scorpio energy. It's irreversible change. You're never going to be the same after that. But you learn your lessons and then you reinvent yourself. And when you come close to your mortality, Pluto, Scorpio energy, okay, you will look at things in either a more fatalistic way or a more positive way. And it looks like she is going to be more optimistic because Capricorn suns can be more conservative, definitely more conservative than Sagittarius, but more negative. She's just a beautiful looking woman, but we don't know what internally she goes through as a Capricorn, you know, earth, down to earth, and being all business and serious, dedicated. That's where she shines. But that's why it's important to look at the whole chart because she's not just a sun in Capricorn. She's got all the other planets in her natal chart that represent other energies. So it's very dangerous to look at just the sun sign of a person and use that as a weapon. Never use astrology as a weapon. Astrology is a tool. So she's going to have a very adventurous year, 2025, and it's going to have uh, maybe different values, ethics, philosophies than she did prior. And she probably will be more expressive and communicative, but on a conservative level. But this is the area of self. And let's see where her ruling planet is for 2025, which would be Jupiter. Jupiter is a great planet and it's joy, it's optimism. So this is a good thing. And I'm sure she's learned that worldwide people love her. So again, it's going to be on communication because Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, communication, and with one-on-one relationships. So she's going to build a lot of one-on-one relationships through communication, maybe teaching and training, but only time will tell. At the root of the chart is self. See, healing. Can't make it up. Healing self. And I'm still curious if her head is involved. Very curious, or any part of the head. And then we have her north node in 0, Aries. So this is her purpose, is about taking care of herself. She's been a very busy woman, always out there working, being with the public. And if you see here, a great astrologer is very inquisitive and they always want to see all the details. They want to be thorough. Okay. And look, what are the big houses here? She's got 3 signs in the house of information, communication, learning, teaching, training down here. And over here, she's got the huge house, which has to do with Sagittarius right here. And it has 3 signs in here, which has to do with the big picture. with philosophy, ethics, right? Worldwide, and joy, adventure. So her nodes are at 0 degrees. She's got to, again, let go of people pleasing, which was in 2024 as well. You see how this keeps popping up? 0 degrees. She's taking this on with enthusiasm. So then if you want to break it down even further, you look at the energies of the signs. You got Aquarius, you've got Pisces, and you've got Aries in her third house. A lot of energy, a lot of diversified energy. And look at 1, 2, 3, and the node 4 energies, the actors in this area, which, everybody wants to know information about her because this is a personal stuff. And then up here, we have Leo because she is the royal person and she's got the greatest joy, success, and prosperity in leisure, maybe traveling, vacationing. That's what Leo's about. Performance too, but taking the lighter approach. Let's have fun. Let's play. And when you come to a realization that life is precious and we don't have tomorrow until you get a life event like cancer, you really understand like tomorrow is a gift. The present is what we have to relish. You see how deep astrology goes. So we have the Leo, and by the way, let's go back to the Pisces, which is the magical, the spiritual realm, the creator, the existence. This is the energy of the hidden when you were a baby in your mama's womb. It was very much hidden, but you were very much alive. You existed. Okay. But see how it's sandwiched in between the Aquarius energy of I know and the future and science and technology. And this is the world, humanitarian efforts. And then on the other end of Pisces is Aries. But you notice that Aries is on the cusp and Aquarius is on the cusp. But Pisces is not on a cusp, which means that it's a little bit more hidden. So you got to go through the door over here of the house. And then this may or may not, this Pisces, Neptune Pisces, Saturn Pisces, Venus Pisces, all that energy may not be revealed because it's sandwiched in the middle. So she may choose to let it out after releasing this energy of the Aquarius and the Aries energy. I hope this makes sense. And then up here, because if this house is so many degrees, 30 plus, another 20 something, that's almost 55. A sign is only 30 degrees. So this is a big emphasis too, the higher learning of Princess Catherine. And also, we have sandwiched here inside this house is Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. It has to do with service. So she may not be working much because Virgo also is the natural ruler of the 6th house, which has to do with your job, being of service. So she might be working behind the scenes as she's recuperating and having fun. And then at the top of the chart, her profession or her social status is about keeping the peace and harmony, status quo, and one-on-one relationships, not the general public. So if you have any questions about this chart, let's use this as a teaching tool. Another teaching opportunity with these intercepted houses, whenever there's an intercepted house, if there's one, there's always going to be two that does not have the sign on a cusp. Okay, so you're going to have Pisces and Virgo axis with no cusps. That means that there are going to be signs that have two cusps. So what are the two signs with two cusps? Taurus, which has to do with possessions and comfort and stability and to feel good in her area of creativity and children, and in her house of job, everyday duty. So she's got to have comfort. And the moon is there too. Her moon is in Taurus. So it's a very, it's a time where she needs comfort. And she'll get it because it's next to Uranus, and it will be sudden and unexpected ways. And what she does on a daily basis, this is also her health house. There'll be sudden and unexpected changes, you know, in the area of her health, but it will be emotional. But she's a stable. She'll be very emotionally stable during this unstable time. So it's a good thing that it's in Taurus, but there will be some, and it also could be excitement. Excitement could be negative or positive. It could be irritating, too much stimulation. So at the bottom of the chart, you have healing, continuous healing going on, right? And we could go on and on and on. And then opposite of the double sign cusps here is the area of the 11th house, which has to do with community organizations and humanitarian efforts. It'll be more on a psychological tone, uh, death, that Scorpio, mysterious, detective, surgeries, all that is double. So you're gonna see how tough this woman really is. She's pretty Teflon, very strong character. And behind the scenes that we won't see, she will be transforming as well. This is when she's in isolation, even without her children. It's like when she's alone, sleeping or dream state, hypnosis, anything like that. I would guess that this would be a time when she might seek out more mysterious, more occult type energies. Maybe astrologers will be helping her, or anyone in that invisible type world energy, because the 12th house is also the native house of Pisces and Neptune. You see? So I hope you have enjoyed this monologue about the Princess of Wales and her solar return coming up in 2025. I wanted to demonstrate the changes that are going to happen from 2024. And we could even look at it together, and you could see on the inside is 2024, on the outside is 2025, and you could see how the energies shift. Okay, the ascendant shifts from Libra to Sagittarius. The angles are all shifting. Some things remain the same, but they change houses. So it's fascinating for me to share these insights with you, the public. Please comment below. Let us know what you enjoyed about the video. And if there's anything else that you would like to see moving forward. You take care, be safe in these very turbulent times, but be very grateful that you have what you have, embrace what you have, and looking at people like Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, Princess Catherine, that we could be grateful that we don't have this kind of change going on in our life. And prayers go out to her, and we know tons of people are praying for her. She's one of the most loved individuals in the world. So thank you again, Ev Zervoudakis, founder of Holistic Healing Astrology. We'll see you again. Bye bye.